Check this out.
Hello everyone, I'm the Reverend Point Blank, and I want you to understand I'm not looking for hits, I'm looking for hears. You see, AI is not going anywhere, it is here to stay. It's like any other new creation. You can use it for good or bad, either way. You will be paid or you will have to pay. It's your choice either way. This piece is about that very same thing, the internet, for the wrong reasons. This is one of those examples. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back to the deep dive. You know, every now and then, the sources you share with us, they defy categorization. They're messy, they're brilliant, and somehow both deeply personal and universal.
And that is exactly the kind of material we're getting into today.
It really is.
Our source material is truly singular. It's excerpts from a work titled Digital Hearts and the Mystery of Nine. And the author's name is almost as compelling as the work itself.
Right.
He goes by the Reverend Point Blank, also known as the Witicizer of Comedy.
Yeah.
Straight out the shy.
Thank you, Mike and Mika. For some, it's raining and they don't know they're wet, spending all their time looking for hits and likes on the internet. Please understand, in this digital realm where young hearts roam, crafting stories that are way far from home, chasing likes and hits and fleeting flame, on the web, they're playing the digital game. Not all are lost, but many go astray, seeking validation on the net each and every day. Family bonds and values, well, they just fade in the rush for a virtual accolade. Once there was care, now stands a hollow, empty void, a longing desire for what has been destroyed. In this everyday hustle for that virtual trend, true connections, well, they seldom mend. Yet, in all the chaos, a truth persists beyond the filter and the internet twist. For in the hearts of every soul lies a quest for something whole. Spend some time with yourself. Stop in a quiet place and find that inner wealth. Look, you have 24 hours in a day. It's not a good thing to waste it away. Think about it. 8 hours a day to work for pay, sleep for 8, then start your day. Well, it's only 8 left. What do? You must stop, clean, do house stuff. So where's the time for you? Now you're 65 years old. A good life. That may be true. In all that time, when did you find time for you? Your gifts and your talents should make room for you. Not just the work, but with the entire day consumed, will you ever have time to search for you? Money and things surely fade away. Some people are left broken. Well, what can I say? It's your choice to make. Choose the real from the truly fake. Start to look inside so you can be awake. No time is guaranteed, and that is a fact. The time you use now, it damn sure ain't coming back. So it's not guaranteed. So what will you do now? What moves will you make? Why and how? Understand you die twice. The first is when you're in the ground, buried so fine. The other is when your name is spoken on this earth for the very last time. Then you're dead. Nothing else is said. I know Dr. Martin Luther King, but people say he's dead. Hitler, Napoleon Hill, Malcolm X. And so the list goes on and on. So how will you write your legacy's song? The only way to live a life so fine is to understand and master the number 9. Oh, you didn't know? 9 is the number that makes the world flow. It's the number of completion. It governs everything you do. Whether you realize it or not, it's coming back to you. There are 8 planets in the solar system. They're there, of course. But Pluto is 9, man made it a dwarf. This message is clear to babies born each and every year. 9 months to gestation, that should be clear. You gotta go to the store and buy what you like, and I know that's fine. But if you'll notice, every price tag you see ends with the number 9. $1.99, $5.99, $69.99, $24.99, and all that's fine. They use it for marketing. The number 9 is completion. It's psychological prime. If you times the number 9, it comes back 9. And that is a fact. Try it, see it, use it, and that number comes right back. Surely you understand this grand design, because 9 is completion. It always comes back to you, and it don't matter what you do. You walk out the door thinking everything is fine, not knowing you're being governed by the number 9. Point blank, enjoy your time.
And that mix of personas, the Reverend, the Witicizer, the street perspective, it just perfectly captures the source material. It's a very unusual cocktail.
It is, because on one hand, you have this really biting, grounded social critique of the digital age, of distraction and our obsession with, time management.
And then on the other hand,
it takes this sharp left turn into, a kind of philosophical cosmology. He asserts that the number 9 is this profound governing force in the universe.
Which sounds completely contradictory.
It sounds, yeah. But the Reverend, he weaves these ideas together to address what feels like a single, really crucial mission.
So I guess our mission today is to unpack this blend of street wisdom and numerical philosophy. We're looking for that connection. How does chasing fleeting fame on Instagram relate to the structure of the cosmos?
And more importantly, what is he trying to deliver to you? About finding that really elusive inner wealth in a world that is just so chaotic and consuming.
Okay, it's time to start the deep dive. And we're beginning right where he does, which is diagnosing the sickness of the modern distracted heart. He starts with this incredibly clear diagnosis of where young people are spending their energy. He says their hearts roam the digital realm, crafting stories that are way far from home.
They're playing what he calls the digital game.
Exactly. Which he defines as chasing likes, hits, and fleeting fame.
It's such a concise way to put it, the whole attention economy. And what's fascinating is how he immediately connects that chase to, real world erosion. He doesn't just critique social media. He's talking about a fundamental need for external validation.
Yeah.
He says so many people go astray, seeking validation on the net each and every day.
And he is just brutal about the cost of that cycle. He says family bonds and values, they just fade in the rush for virtual accolades.
That is such a powerful image. You're trading something real, something substantial for something virtual and temporary.
And the result, he says, is this feeling of a hollow and empty void where care used to be. That in the hustle for the viral trend, true connection, they seldom mend.
It's a trap, right? The validation you're seeking can never actually fill the hole it's creating.
And let's be clear, this isn't just about teenagers. This is for anyone tethered to that infinite scroll. It's for you if you find yourself checking work emails at midnight, just chasing that professional equivalent of a like.
Exactly. The virtual accolades don't just distract. They actively consume the space you need for real connection. So that raises the big question. If this digital world creates the void, where's the remedy?
Well, his solution is wonderfully straightforward. It's ancient, really. He reminds us that even in all the chaos, a truth persists, which is the quest for something whole.
So it's not a new app.
Not at all. The path back is to just intentionally disconnect, to spend some time with yourself and stop in a quiet space and find that inner wealth.
So the true value isn't out there, it's internal. That stillness is where the heart starts mending. It's about recentering before the game consumes not just your heart, but your most precious resource, time.
And that is the perfect bridge to his second major critique. This is where he gets into this brutal, almost rigid breakdown of how we budget our 24 hours.
Ah, yes, the 24-hour dilemma.
This is the moment in the text where he really turns the mirror on us, on you, the listener, and forces you to account for every single hour of your day.
The math is terrifyingly simple. 8 hours for paid work, 8 hours for sleep.
Okay.
And you are left with precisely 8 hours.
Which on the surface seems pretty reasonable, but then he immediately points out what happens to those 8 hours. They get consumed by what he calls non-negotiable necessities. Shopping, cleaning, general house stuff.
Right. And that's when he hits you with that huge question. Where is the time for you?
It's a good one. But, let's pause and consider that for a second. is that dilemma truly universal? I mean, a lot of people listening might work 2 jobs, or they work 8 hours and then have a 4-hour commute.
That's a great point. For a lot of people, that 8-hour remainder just evaporates instantly.
I think so. But I think the Reverend is less concerned with the exact math and more with the focus. He's asking you to look at whatever hours are left and admit that they're almost always spent just keeping the system running.
So it doesn't matter if it's 8 hours or 2. His point is that you never actually set aside time for self-discovery.
Exactly. The time is just gone. It's prioritized for necessities, for consumption, not for the self.
And he says, our priorities are completely backwards here. He states, your gifts and talent should make room for you, not the work. But if the entire day is consumed by that structure,
then the time you need to search for that true calling, that inner wealth, is just, it's lost.
it connects right back to the digital game. It's the same trap, just monetized.
Yeah.
Why spend all your time chasing things that don't serve your actual purpose?
Right. He warns money and things will surely fade away, and you're left with this huge choice. Choose the real or the truly fake. The only way to do that is to look inside so you can be awake.
And the urgency behind that choice, the real motivator, is mortality. He says, bluntly, no time is guaranteed, and that is a fact. And the time you use, it damn sure not coming back.
But the most profound concept here, I think, is his definition of the two death.
This is the ultimate call to action. The first death, he says, is the physical one, being buried in the ground, buried so fine.
But the second death?
The second death is the one that's conceptual, and it's entirely within your control. It is when your name is spoken to this earth for the last time.
Wow. That is heavy. It puts this incredible existential weight on how you choose to spend those few hours you have left.
It does.
If the goal is to make sure your name is never spoken for the last time, that your impact endures, then you have to figure out what you will be and focus entirely on your legacy.
It completely transforms that search for inner wealth from like a hobby into an urgent mission. Because legacy requires completion of your gifts before the clock runs out.
Yeah.
And that idea of completion,
That's key.
that's the key that unlocks the final and most philosophical part of his argument.
Exactly. So we go from this intense personal anxiety about our limited time and the threat of the second death to this statement of absolute universal certainty.
And the claim is, it's a grand one, he states it in all caps, the only way to live a life so fine is to understand and master the number 9.
It's quite the leap, isn't it? From time management to numerology.
It's a huge leap. But he argues that 9 isn't just a number. It is what makes the world flow. It's the essential number of completion, and it governs everything you do, whether you realize it or not.
So by mastering 9, you're mastering completion, and by extension, your legacy.
That's the idea. And he backs it up with some very specific and pretty compelling proofs, starting with the cosmic,
The solar system.
the solar system. He points out there are 8 planets in the solar system, and then there's Pluto.
Which, as he says, man stepped in and called it a dwarf.
I love that phrasing. It's like he's saying, you can try to change the rule, but the rule persists. Because in his eyes, Pluto still counts. It's the 9th. Makes the whole system complete.
So he's basically correcting the scientific community to prove his point.
Gently, yes. And then if that's too abstract, he brings it right down to earth, to the most grounded biological reality of human life.
The 9 months.
It takes 9 months to give life at birth. It's the cycle of completion required for us to even get here and start our own quest.
And then, in a genuinely surprising move, he applies it to commerce. To psychology, really.
This one is so sharp. He says, if you go to the store by what you like, you will notice that every prices tag you see ends with a 9.
And he gives the examples like $1.99, $5.99, $69.99.
We've all seen this. It's what economists call psychological pricing. We know that you're far more likely to see $19.99 as $19, not 20. It's designed to make you feel like you're getting a deal, completing a transaction at a lower threshold.
So even our decisions about consumption, the very things that eat up those 8 hours he warned us about, are engineered around this idea of 9.
Whether the engineers know why or not, but probably the most philosophically powerful proof he offers is the mathematical one.
The closed loop. He says if you times 9 any number, it comes back 9.
And this is a fundamental mathematical concept. If you multiply 9 by any integer and then you sum the digits of the answer, the sum always reduces back down to 9. Let's do a quick one. So 9 times 5 is 45.
Right. And 4 plus 5 is 9. Okay, that's easy. But let's try a bigger one, just to be sure.
Sure. How about 9 times 12? That's 108.
Okay, so 1 plus 0 plus 8
equals 9. It's a closed, cyclical system. It's completion, mathematically proven.
He says, surely you understand this grand design, and that because 9 is completion, it always comes back to you no matter what you do. You're walking out the door thinking everything is fine.
Not knowing you're being governed by the number 9.
So we've taken this deep dive through 2 really powerful interconnected threads from the Reverend Point Blank. We started with the urgent need to manage your time and secure a legacy in a world of digital distraction.
And we ended with this cosmic certainty that the universe, from biology to commerce to math, is all governed by the number 9, the number of completion.
So the synthesis, it brings us right back to his original call to action, choice. Are you going to keep wandering, seeking those virtual accolades in the digital game?
Or are you going to find that inner wealth, knowing your time isn't guaranteed? It all comes back to that one directive. Choose the real or the truly fake.
And if the number 9 really does represent completion, and time is the one thing you're always losing, maybe the key to a life so fine is found right there.
Is he suggesting that by achieving completion in your own life, but really focusing those remaining hours on your gifts, on your legacy, you master the number 9? And by doing that, you ensure your life extends far beyond that first death.
A life so fine that your name is never spoken for the last time. That's the ultimate legacy he's challenging you to create.
Still have to think about.
Indeed. Find that quiet space, search for that inner wealth, and until next time, stay frosty.